Shrouded Sky launched, and overall, it's been a big success. I would go as far as to say it's this year's first meaningful update. Headwinds was, frankly, a bit of a wet fart from Embark. This update brought a new major map condition, 2 new arc enemies, weapon balance changes, and a bunch of miscellaneous improvements. Other than the crafting recipe changes, there hasn't been much complaining from what I can see. So instead of rehashing all of that, I want to talk about something that was noticeably absent from the recent patch notes, namely trials, because the silence around trials is starting to get loud. For those unfamiliar, trials are weekly missions with varying objectives. Deliver carryables like batteries or field crates, harvest plants, and damage specific archetypes and so on. You earn a score based on performance and can gain up to 3 stars per trial. Each star gives a random reward scaling from green to blue to purple. On paper, it's harmless. Getting 3 stars is usually easy, and doing your weeklies is generally worth it. But that's where the praise stops. So let's look at the upcoming Season 3 trials, and what is arguably the first genuinely good trial skin in Arc Raiders' history. If you find this kind of content useful, feel free to like and subscribe. Now, Season 3 trials. Let's start with the reward outfits. If you're only here for a trial breakdown, use the timestamps. The Season 3 trials reward is the Torque outfit. One of the biggest issues with the trials system has always been the cosmetic rewards. Season 1 gave us Petrula, Season 2 gave us Alpino. Neither were particularly interesting. For the time investment required, especially as a solo player competing against groups, the rewards felt weak. Torque, however, is different. It's visually interesting for once. It actually has that cool factor the community has been asking for. There's been consistent feedback that Arc Raiders cosmetics leans a bit too much into its grounded retro identity. Torque leans a bit more into that cool territory. That said, will Embark address the deeper problems with trials? I doubt it. We're entering Season 3 and they have largely ignored complaints about the system so far. At the end of Season 2, we had Cantina Sweatlords melting down over bugged trials. Some took it to Discord. Others made noise elsewhere, but realistically, I don't expect much to change. If 2 seasons of complaints didn't do it, why would a third? The good news is that Torque is easy to obtain. To unlock the full outfit, you need to achieve and maintain Wildcard 2. That's very doable. I maintain Hotshot myself, which is where trials usually stop being fun. Somewhere between Daredevil and Hotshot is where you start getting out-farmed by coordinated groups. My favorite variant is the red one from Hotshot. That's probably where I'll stay. I genuinely wouldn't recommend pushing beyond that. It's just not worth it. Which Torque is your favorite? Let me know down below. Let's have a look at the trials. If you want to preview these yourself, you can boot up the game and change your system's local time. Season 3 Week 1 includes Damage Leapers, Loot Birds' Nests, Damage Spotters, Open Arc Probes, Search Containers in the Medical Research Wing. Looking at the lineup, we finally have some new trials. Birds' Nests, Spotters, and Medical Research Wing are the new ones. I'm not a fan of trials that require both a specific map and a specific map condition. Embark's track record with timers just isn't great. Leapers are fine, Dam Battlegrounds and Spaceport are ideal. Night Raid Dam has been my go-to for a while, but Hurricane might change Arc Spawn's patterns. We'll see once the community maps it out. Bird's Nest is exclusive to Bird City. I haven't touched Bird City since its launch killed my interest with its horrible event timer. Even though they increased the rotation frequency, I just don't care that much. Still, I'll check it out. My concern is availability. EU players often get the short end of the stick. Damage Spotters is new. If Embark wanted chaos, They would pair it with damage bombardiers, like how they did back in Cold Snap with throw snowballs at bastions and damage bastions at the same time. Open arc probes on spaceport during electromagnetic storm, standard. Medical Research Wing is new and probably one of the easier ones. It's hard capped since there are only so many containers. There's also a key room, so bring a key for extra points. What we don't know is whether raider corpses or destroyed arcs count as containers. If they do, that area is going to turn into a slaughterhouse. For Season 3, Week 2, we have 2 new trials. Open containers inside traffic tunnels, locked gate on Blue Gate only. Like Medical Wing, it's hard capped, unless arcs or raiders count as containers. You will only need to get there early and sprint through it. Unclear whether maintenance or security wing counts. Underground Blue Gate has 2 key rooms, patrol car and confiscation room, so bring keys. The other new trial is destroy arc enemies in the swamp. On paper, easy. Load into dam on a major map condition. Hurricane might be optimal due to increased arc threats, but we don't know yet. Unless Embark changes something, snitch scanners farming will dominate. They call in 2 wasps per use. That means you can spawn arcs artificially while waiting for natural spawns. Not really looking forward to that at all. Season 2, Week 3. 2 new trials. Get hit by lightning. Absurd. Not sure if there's going to be any strategy or just pure RNG. Groups will have a huge advantage. It might unintentionally become a first aid farm since players pushing leaderboard scores will bring excessive healing and recharges. Then we have damage flying arc enemies inside spaceport walls. That's a mouthful. Straightforward, go to launch towers and shoot anything airborne. Hidden Bunker might still be optimal, but Hurricane could shake that up. Season 2, Week 4. Disarm mines during locked gates. This sounds painful. Mines are limited per event. Unlike containers, which still grant points even if looted, mines are finite. That means heavy competition and strong group advantage. Embark could rearm mines after a cooldown, but I doubt they will. Another week where solos suffer. The lineup itself is fine. It's more kill X, loot Y, which we have been doing since launch. The problem isn't the objectives. It's the system. High-end players are burned out from excessive grind and RNG-heavy trials, like the Tick trial in late Season 2. Solo players just want fair competition. If you are solo and want to hit Cantina Sweatlord, you're basically treating Arc Raiders like a full-time job. It's just not realistic. My advice, unless Embark changes something, don't aim higher than Hotshots. If you want a color variant, orange, Wildcard 2, yellow-gray, Daredevil 2, red, Hotshots. There's currently nothing meaningful for reaching Cantina Sweatlord. Some people are upset about that, but honestly, trials aren't good enough as a system to justify that grind. They are too dependent on luck, timing, and map rotations. If you have limited playtime, you will often be stuck playing suboptimal map conditions because the meta options are only available mid-afternoon when normal people are at work. Worst case, you spend 30 minutes trying to get a fresh spawn, get extraction camped, and then you're locked out because Stellamontes Night Raid only runs for an hour with a 3-hour interval. That's not competitive. That's scheduling roulette. We can't draw a final conclusion yet, however. Embark hasn't addressed trials yet, but here's what I would propose. Either split leaderboards into solo, duo, and trio, or limit scoring distance so teammates can't farm opposite ends of the map, and divide points among duo or trio members instead of giving full credit to everyone. Groups would still have an advantage, they cover more ground, but the score gaps would be absurd. Solos could realistically still compete. Do you disagree? Have better ideas? Let me know. My name is Hart, and take care of each other when going topside. Happy raiding.